From the tower of height 20 meter, two balls can be thrown vertically up with velocity 6 meter and 12 meter per second. One after the other with the time interval of 1.4 seconds. Find the time.
Sir, is that the gap between the throwing?
Yeah, one after the other with a time interval of 1.4. Find the time at which they will meet. Okay, now you see I'm bringing time gap, time interval. Means at t equals 0, I'll throw it. After 1.4 seconds, I'll throw another ball. I'll make it smaller. Calculations will be easier for us. Take it like this, 0.4. I think this time interval word, I brought it. I think you recollect in the projectile motion we have discussed, no? Like I'll throw two projectiles, one after the other with some time gap. Then they'll meet at a common point. Then what is the time interval also we have determined. Same similarly idea, we are bringing it here. So how to use that relative motion idea in this particular situation? Okay, there's a tower. So first ball A, I'll throw it. UA, I'll call it. So at what time? Say t equal to 0. Now you can construct a small diagram. It will help you a lot. This is the height of the tower, 20 meter. Then t equals 0. Then when the ball B will be projected? So ball B will now come into the picture. After what time? After 0.0 seconds. So here you write it, say some t dash or say t naught. Zero point. I'll write it here. It is projected with a velocity UV. Okay, now when B is about to be projected, what is the state of A, where A will be? A will be somewhere here, no? I think your problem is solved if you can think this much. And it will have some velocity, say VA1. Now I think we have to continue the problem from the second diagram. Is it okay? So now when they're projected, earlier what happened? Same similar problem. So this separation between them is needed, no? So we need this particular distance, which you have to calculate.
So
Ah.
at t equal to 0.4 seconds, we'll end up getting VA as 0, sir.
0.
Sir, no, sir, no, sir, no, sir. I made a mistake. I took the velocity wrong.
I'll do one thing. 2 into, this will be 2 into 612 by 10. 1.2 seconds is the time of flight, no? Of ball A. Is it okay? 2U by G.
Okay, sir.
So 0.4 seconds means still it will be in flight. Okay, no. So let's calculate S because that S is needed for us in the calculation. So how to calculate S?
Sir,
S is
1.6, sir.
Yeah. UA into T naught minus G T naught square by 2. Value of UA 6. This will be 0.4 minus 10 by 2. 0.4 whole square. So 6 4 ja 12. 1.2. 0.165.
Sir, 2.4.
2.4, sir. So, sir,
2.4.
24.
Anybody? This value?
1 point
1 point?
0.8, sir.
0.8.
0.8, sir.
0.8. So total will be 1.6 meter. Okay, now what we have to do? Here you are going to apply the relative motion formula and you have to get into the that particular formula, substitute all and carry on. Okay, no? So now apply the formula. So we need VA1 also, no? VA1, how to calculate VA1? UA minus GT naught. UA is 6, 10. This will be 0.4. 6 minus 4. Okay, 6. This will be 2 meter per second. So you know VA1, you know UB. What is our formula? How the formula should be? Yeah, we'll solve it here. SAB final minus SAB initial UAB T plus. This will be 0. So position of, let me take this as reference for to measure the position of A and B. I'll take that initial position of B as reference. So what is the value of S? S is 1.6. Shall I write directly?
Yes, sir.
Okay, yeah, this is
Yes, sir.
initial symbols will be UAB on, no problem. Okay, this will be plus 6.1.6. Equal to, this will be VA1 minus UB. Let me write all. No. T minus acceleration. This will be so this will be minus of 6 point value of S, how much we got? 1.6 is equal to VA1. This we know plus 2. UB is how much? Anything upward, I'll take it positive. UB is how much? 12. This time is what? From here I'm measuring it. From here the time is measured. Don't try it 0.4.
12.
12. I'll make it plus 12. Minus of G T square by 2. So minus of 1.6 equal to 2. This will be minus 10T. 8 by 5 seconds. At that particular time, so we'll calculate the velocities now, VA1. So that we'll get exact picture, VA1 minus GT. Now we are doing all this after 0.4 seconds. Yeah.
Then
It's
start
8 by 50,
25.
sir.
8 by 50.
8 by 50, sir.
8 by 50. Yeah. Don't send immediately charts, no, because I'll be looking at chart here, that one. So answers, you just wait for some time, no, because when I'm discussing something, chart comes, what happen? I think that somebody is asking doubt, and I'm getting deviated. Huh? So don't send answers immediately, because I have been discussing some chart means I feel something somebody is asking doubt. Okay, no, 8 by 50. So substitute this. What is this T? T is after A got projected after some time. So you should not write 0.4. We are discussing all this problem. When the B starts projecting, from there I'll measure this time t. Okay, fine. This will be, so value of VA1. So this we know 2 minus, this will be 10, 8 by 50. Now positive or negative, anybody?
Positive, sir. 0.4.
0.4.
0.4.
Similarly, VB also you tell me. So that VB is equal to UB minus GT. Value of UB 12, 10 into 8 by 50. This will also be positive. So what should be
10.4, sir.
10.4.
10.4? I'll write it below. Okay, these are the some things. So both when they're ascending only, they'll meet each other. That's the conclusion. So when time intercomes, you need not to get scared. Let it be. So there's one approach what you can have. So what should be our diagram now? So both when ascending only, they'll meet. So some rough diagram you show it. It's here.
Or sir.
So this will be VB, and this will be VA. That time is what you should call T from here like this. So after what time means what happen? T plus T naught. After projection of A, it will be T plus T naught. After projection of B, the time will be T. Is it okay, no?
Okay, sir.
The way you have to interpret the T is what measured after when we are about to project B. If you are calculating time from after projection of A means, then you have to add T plus T naught. The time after which the A will meet B when A is projected. So T naught plus T answer should be. The time after which B will meet A after B is projected means the answer will be T. I think more than one option they trouble you with these sentences. You have to be careful. So time gap, the idea is same, nothing big. The entire problem, I'll show it.
Sir, at what time will they meet, sir?
If you're measuring like a from with respect to projection of A, T plus T naught. If you're measuring from the projection of B, it should be T. So that's
At
why
what height?
height, I think we have calculated, no? That
So
you have
what
to
is the
calculate. Height we have to calculate. H is equal to, you can use any formula. UB T minus GT square. The height at which they will meet. You work out later. Okay, what was the total problem? I'm just displaying. You can see the total, what all we did. Yeah. If you want, you can take screenshot. The total, everything will be made visible for you here. Completed?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now go for next one. Let me write, you just make an open elevator. It's ascending. With a constant speed of 10 meters per second. A boy on the elevator throws a ball directly upward from a height of 2 meters above the floor of elevator. At this time, the elevator floor is 28 meters above the ground. The initial speed of ball with the elevator is 20 meters per second. So you have to calculate, find, or take like this. How long does the ball take to return to elevator, return to the elevator floor? Okay, read the question. So some data you underline. This is very important. Some information is given. You can solve without relative motion also. It will be lengthy. With relative motion, you'll end up answer in a very like a simple steps. So I suggest you go with the relative motion only. Don't describe the motion of elevator, motion of the ball separately, and better draw a diagram so that it will be very easy for you to write equations. Okay, there's a ground. You take like this. There's a ground. There's an elevator. This is at height of 28 meters. Here what happens, the ball is projected with a velocity UR. What is the velocity of elevator? It's a constant. It will move with a constant speed UL. Himself is given. Ascending with a constant speed of 10 meters per second. Then what actually happens? The ball will ascend. First it will ascend, no? It will ascend. Then it start descending.
Sir,
Yeah.
sir, at a height of 2 meters above the floor of elevator, it's
Okay, I'll change diagram. This is the. Okay, no. Yeah. So you're telling definitely what happened, the ball when descending only it should strike the elevator. It is. So somewhere when the elevator is here, I'll put dotted. This will be the position of, and what is the state of elevator? It will continue to ascend. This is what t equals 0 situation. After some time t, this is what the condition. What is the state of ball? The ball will be having velocity like this. So let's go for some other things. This will be later on. Let me that one. So with respect to what I should discuss now, the motion of the ball with respect to floor of elevator. No, this will be. So here acceleration of ball will be downward. What is the acceleration of elevator? 0. It is moving with a constant speed. I think these things will, you write like this: acceleration of ball, acceleration of elevator. Again, let's go back to the formula. I think this will be very like a situation like a elevator moving with constant speed s, elevator accelerating down, moving with velocity. You can still apply the same basic formula. Nothing to bother much here. So position of ball with respect to elevator, final. I'm telling you this one, you are going to get a very different set of questions, but the idea will be same everywhere. What all I'm discussing, no, these things only you are going to apply it. You may get some questions where elevator will first move with constant speed, after some time accelerates. Let it be. So you break up the problem for uniform velocity, then accelerated motion. If the situation changes, then you change the formula accordingly. So you do have some problems where elevator will first move with constant speed, then it starts ascending. Let's change accordingly. For uniform velocity, write separately. For accelerating motion, write separately, and carry on. The same basic kinematics only we have to take help of, nothing big. I feel students, this will be very challenging topic. Not like it's a difficult. It's all about the conventions and the drawing diagram. Best questions are available in this topic, where students like analytical power will be decided by this topic. So finally they'll meet here. So separation 0, SB. So here I'll take S equal to 0. If you want, you can take ground as S equal to 0. Then you can predict the position of the, it's your convenient. Let me take S equals 0, the initial position of elevator. Is that okay? So position of elevator, position of the ball with respect to elevator, there'll be 0, no? Position of elevator, that will be 0. Velocity of ball.
It's 2, sir.
Velocity of ball. So we don't know how to get the velocity of ball. So here, what is the formula? You are.
Sir, SB initial is 2, sir.
Oh, yes, I'll come back. I'll come back. Don't put answers. Don't put answers, because I'll find very difficult chat here and there. Don't put answers immediately. When I'm able to reach the answer, then post the answers. Please control yourself. Velocity of UR equal to UBE minus UB into UV. So this velocity is given. How much it is with respect to elevator? This will be plus 20. Velocity of ball, we don't know. Velocity of elevator is how much? It is elevator, UL, I'll write it a lift symbol. Now, U is how much? 10 meter, right? Plus 10. So velocity of ball is how much? 30 meter per second. So let's substitute. This will be 0. This will be 0. Both will be at same position, no? Both, sorry, this will be 2, sorry. Velocity of ball, 0. It is like this. UB, this will be plus 30. Velocity of elevator. So this will be plus 10. Why positive sign for them? Upward direction, let me take positive. I'll give some different color. So this will be acceleration of the ball. should be minus g, no? Acceleration of elevator, 0. I think this will be very crucial for you here, no? Sir, earlier you wrote minus g. Here, what is the acceleration of elevator? 0, no? Moves with a constant speed. So that's why the 0 has come. So this will be minus 2 is equal to 30 minus 10. So this will be 20t plus this will be g t square by 2. Anybody value t?
Sir, 10 plus or minus under root 110 by 5.
10 plus or minus.
Sir, it is minus g, sir.
Minus g, no? Yeah. .1 second time.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Yeah, there's a time. This is our answer. They'll meet at this. How long does the ball take to return to the elevator floor? Okay, look at now what height. So can we work out all the things? So what height the elevator ascended? How to calculate that height? So it's very simple. H is equal to into T. Velocity of ball when it is striking the elevator equal to UB minus GT. No need of relative motion here. So directly you can take help of this. So what is VB? Velocity of ball when it is striking the elevator. So here what happened? Ball strike the elevator. Okay, so now it's not that both should accelerate. One will be having uniform velocity, one will be accelerating, other will be retarding. Any arbitrary case. So it's all about this basic formula. Okay, let me give one more question related to this. We'll discuss and then we'll move to the next concept. Okay, anybody taking screenshot? Do make observation, take screenshot. We'll proceed to next one. Shall I scroll down?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
At t equals 0, a ball is thrown in a moving lift as shown. Find the time, find at what time the ball strike the floor or elevator of lift. Okay, I'll give the diagram. There's also one very good problem. So again, you'll be how systematically you are going to use the formula. These are the initial velocities. There's a velocity of elevator. I'll write down in the question itself, in the diagram only. 4 meters per second. These are the values. Velocity of elevator. 20 meters per second. 6 meters per second square. This is a position of ball. This is what at t equals 0. Carefully see that this will become ceiling of elevator. This will become floor. We don't know whether it's like ceiling or floor. That also he has not mentioned. So we have to calculate the time at which it will strike the floor or elevator, because it has to strike only at any one. It will not strike both ceiling and floor. See, all this nowadays, I think, see, some 300 years back, all these were really very headache problem. Nobody was able to imagine what all this. Now everyone in apartment, you can see lift. Really, you can do some experiments of what all I'm discussing from. You drop some object. Don't drop stone, something, some ball like that. You just drop it when you're ascending, descending, check on the things. If you are storing some 30 or 40 story building, no, then you can really analyze all these things still more clearly. And the length of the elevator floor maximum, it will be around, I feel like 6-7 feet. So you can try yourself, huh? All these things, but you have to don't play with elevator. Huh? Okay, carry on the problem. Find at what time the ball strikes the floor or elevator. This one. So strikes. You should have, no, you can question, sir. You should have said clearly, sir, where it will strike. How do I come to know where it will strike? Yes, this was the problem. So what shall we do? We just assume that it will strike floor, we'll solve the problem. If you get time negative, a situation is possible. If you get time negative, situation not possible. I think the time is parameter which will help us a lot. No, if you get time negative, what do you mean by negative time? That condition is not possible. Means what you assume that situation is not possible. If you get time positive, what you assumed is correct. I think this is going to really help us a lot. The time parameter is going to help us a lot.